So about a week ago, the current Minister of Foreign Affairs, Radisław Sikorski, was being interviewed by a journalist named Monika Olejnik on TVN. And he walked out of the interview because Olejnik asked Sikorski if his wife, who is the wonderful author, journalist, and writer Anne Applebaum, if his wife's Jewishness could, if he felt his wife's Jewishness could affect his chances of becoming the candidate for the presidency of Poland and ultimately winning. There's going to be an upcoming election for the president of Poland. The two candidates on the left are Sikorski and Tchaikovsky. The current mayor of Warsaw. Tchaikovsky. Ooh. Anyways. And I had an interesting response to Sikorski's decision to leave. He left the interview. The interview was over, but he had left the interview and basically issued a statement around how inappropriate the question was, and that anti-Semitism, he doesn't believe people in Poland are anti-Semitic, like this. And I guess my question about what Olejnik did was it really that bad? Was it really such a bad thing for her to do? To ask the question? Yes, perhaps the question was provocative, but I think that a lot of people in the world, a lot of Jews in the world, feel or question or wonder if their Jewishness might be an obstacle for them professionally somehow. And there have been articles in the Gazeta Wyborcza about Jewish artists having complications because of their Jewishness or because of their politics. I mean, people's politics in relationship to Israel right now affect quite a lot in certain fields. Certainly in the art field, Jewish artists, of course, Israelis are affected far more than just Jews in general. However, there is no it's not a secret that there's been a rise in anti-Semitism as a result of what's happening in Israel. And I also think that the notion that Poland is not anti-Semitic, that Sikorski seems to want to communicate, is also not true. And so I guess I think the question as to whether or not his wife and her Jewishness could affect his candidacy, particularly right now, and particularly because Anne Applebaum is a fairly known person, is something that I might wonder myself. I might wonder it. I would hope that it wouldn't. But in the current reality of the world that we're living in, sadly, the truth is that yes, somebody's Jewish partner may affect them professionally. Does Kamala Harris's husband, did his Jewishness affect her candidacy at all? Possibly. I mean, I think a lot of people felt that Bernie Sanders' Jewishness affected him getting the presidency. I don't think that Jews are like super popular right now. So, anyways, I just, I think that it's okay to not like the question, but I don't think it was an anti-Semitic question, and I just think it was just sort of vocalizing uh, a question that is not exclusive to Monika Olejnik. And I don't think it was necessarily inappropriate that she asked the question. I think, what's more inappropriate is that her Jewishness might somehow affect Sikorsky, and that's pretty lousy. But I also think that, if he really had such an issue with the question, or if the question was too provocative, or if his response to the question that Polish people are not anti-Semitic, I think he could have used that as an opportunity to have a discourse around it, because Jewishness and its intersection with Poland, contemporary Poland, the notion that there's no that there's no anti-Semitism wrapped up in that is, I just think it's kind of naive, in my opinion. I like Sikorsky, but I just am not so sure that he needed to make such a big stink about the question. Personally, that's just my personal feeling. I'm not the only one. I'm not. I know that not all Jews feel that way in Poland. But that was my kind of response. It might be unpopular amongst the Jewish community, but it's something that I think might be thought by more than Olejnik, and I think that her job as a journalist could be to ask questions that might be on people's minds. However, like shitty the question might feel to be asked. Yeah. Anyways, that's how I feel about that. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? This is just my opinion, of course. I'm curious about yours. I know this happened about a week ago, so it's sort of out of the news, but I've been thinking about it for a while. I wanted to think about how I felt for the week before actually speaking about it. That's all.